All right, let's dive into this. We've all heard the promise of self-service BI, right? The idea of giving everyone in the company the power of data. But what happens when that freedom, that empowerment, just goes completely off the rails? Today, we're going to look at how a really great idea can spiral into chaos and, more importantly, how you can pull it back from the brink.
Okay, so picture this scene. You're in a high-stakes board meeting. A huge decision is on the table. The VP of sales pulls up their dashboard. Then the CFO pulls up theirs. And the main number, the one everyone's looking at, is off by 7%. You can just feel the air suck out of the room. Instantly, all trust in the data evaporates. The meeting just stops dead, the decision gets postponed, and a critical window for a product promotion is completely missed. And look, this isn't just some made-up story. This is a real-life example of a massive, hidden problem that's quietly brewing in a lot of companies.
And you know, it all starts with the best intentions. Take this global consumer brand. They wanted to truly democratize their data, so they armed their teams with these incredible self-service tools like Power BI and Tableau. The goal was to unlock speed and agility like never before. It was all about empowering the people on the front lines to make smarter, faster calls.
And they really went for it. I mean, we are talking about giving dashboard building access to 8,000 employees across the entire organization. From sales and finance to marketing and ops, everybody was encouraged to build, analyze, and share their own insights. This was the data-driven dream put into practice on a massive scale. But here's what happened in just a year and a half. An absolute explosion of content. Over 1,200 dashboards were created. And what's the problem with that? Well, suddenly sales had 3 different official pipeline reports. Finance had 5 different views of the P&L. Instead of creating a single source of truth, they'd created 1,000 competing and often conflicting versions of it. And this slide, this really gets to the core of the issue. The very freedom that was meant to empower everyone actually ended up creating a kind of data anarchy. Without any kind of framework or governance, more data didn't lead to more clarity. It just led to more confusion. And that confusion has some very real and very expensive hidden costs. So after that train wreck of a board meeting, the company did a deep dive, a post-mortem. Their investigation quickly pointed to these 4 huge issues. They were dealing with dashboard sprawl, with duplicate and conflicting reports popping up everywhere. Performance was terrible. Dashboards took forever to load. The data models themselves were bloated and just plain inefficient. And the big one, they had massive governance blind spots. Nobody had a clear view of the whole system. So let's break these symptoms down, because what happened at this company, well, it's happening all over the place. These are the telltale signs that your self-service BI environment might be starting to work against you instead of for you. First off, a huge piece of the content that was being created was just digital noise. The investigation found that a staggering 30 to 40% of all their dashboards were essentially digital dust correctors, getting fewer than 3 views a month. I mean, just think about the wasted resources, the compute power, the storage, the developer hours, all poured into stuff nobody was even looking at. And this right here, this is the trust killer. Different teams were using the exact same words, but with totally different logic behind them. As you can see here, finance calculated gross margin one way, and sales calculated it another way. When your most basic metrics don't even line up, making a big decision is just a guessing game. Then you've got the user experience itself. The P95 render time, which is basically the load time for the slowest 5% of user experiences, was creeping past 10 seconds. Now, that's not just a minor inconvenience. When a dashboard is that slow, people just give up on it. They abandon the tool, they go back to their old spreadsheets, and you end up with these massive data refresh backlogs just clogging up the whole system. So how in the world do you fix this mess without killing the self-service agility that everyone actually loves? Well, the answer isn't to lock everything down. It's to introduce a new layer of intelligent visibility. Think of it like a control tower that sits over your entire data ecosystem. The air traffic control analogy is just perfect here. A BI analyzer doesn't fly the planes. Your teams still do that, they're the pilots. But it sees every single dashboard, every data source, and every user across all your platforms. It monitors how everything is built, how it's being used, and how it's performing, giving you clear guidance to keep things running safely and efficiently. So, how does an analyzer actually solve the problems we've been talking about? Let's connect the dots. First, remember that dashboard sprawl? An analyzer helps you see everything in one unified place, so you can get rid of all the duplicates. Those super slow load times, it helps you make it quicker by pinpointing the exact performance bottlenecks. The governance blind spots, it helps you keep it clean by flagging those inconsistent definitions and risky data shares. And all that digital noise, well, it helps you prove value by separating the really influential dashboards from the ones no one's using. And finally, it lets you stay ahead of problems by using AI to flag issues before they blow up another board meeting.
Right, so you can't manage what you don't measure. Putting in this new layer of visibility is great, but you have to track specific metrics to know if you're actually turning that chaos back into clarity and into real value. This table isn't just a list of numbers. It's like a health check for your whole BI environment. We're not just looking at P95 render time to see if things are fast. We're tracking it because slow dashboards mean people stop using them. We're not just monitoring the percent of certified data sources for fun. We're doing it to measure how much of the company is running on data they can actually trust. RLS coverage tells you how well you're protecting sensitive data. It's all about measuring what actually matters for building a reliable, efficient analytics culture. Because here's the thing, fixing the chaos, that's just step one. The ultimate goal isn't just to have a tidy BI setup. It's to build a real, lasting competitive advantage from all your data. An analyzer restores the one critical thing that was lost in that boardroom, confidence. By giving everyone a clear, undisputed view of what's built, how it performs, and who's using it, you just eliminate all the ambiguity. It focuses everyone's effort on the assets that truly drive the business forward, and it transforms your analytics from a potential liability into a seriously powerful, reliable, strategic asset. And that is the final takeaway. Self-service BI unlocked amazing speed, but speed without guardrails, well, that's just chaos. The companies that get this right won't just be cleaning up a mess. They'll be building a culture of trust and clarity that lets them consistently make faster, smarter decisions than anyone else. And in today's world, the ability to outdecide your competition, that's the ultimate advantage.
For further questions, feel free to reach contact@datagaps.com. Scan the below QR code for free demo. Thank you.